Hi everybody, you're watching the Monica Makes It Happen social media show. I'm Monica Morales and we have a power panel to start our new year right. We have a Hollywood star, now a musician, and the Peace Doctor's here with a new book, and a state legislator, that's really hard to say, on how to protect your money, saved millions of dollars of your money. It's a story we first broke and now it's up to what, $47 million stolen from hardworking families. That number keeps growing. Today, as always, we're fighting for justice and empowering our communities. But first, this.
Monica Makes It Happen is proudly supported by Goya. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Happy 2025, everybody. Joining me now, you know we always have celebrities and we have resources just for you and community champions. Actor, musician Leon Robinson is here. We're also joined by Erica Ford, peace negotiator. We know you as the doctor, and she has a new book out, which we're so excited about. Also, we have our assembly member here, Assemblymember Khalil Anderson. Thanks all three of you for joining me on my social media show.
It's a pleasure, glad to be here.
I love having these panels because the connections, like we're all connected doing the same exact thing. First you, Leon, I'm such a fan of yours. I mean, Sean Penn, Tom Cruise, Madonna. You have a new movie coming out as well. You're a superstar, you're as big as they get, but you have the biggest heart. Can you tell me one thing, someone watching that might not know about you, that could inspire us into the 2025 and starting the new year right?
That it would inspire you? Well, I guess, you know, I've played a lot of different roles, and you know, it's very important to me to be the best I can in all my roles. But the role that I'm probably the most proud of is being the dad to my daughter.
Yes, yeah, being the best dad you can be.
And I think that being the best parent you can possibly be, especially in these challenging times, is very important.
You know, a lot of people, there's so much negativity and so much fear for 2025, and that's why this show is, we're trying to combat that, and you're trying to combat that. What do you want to tell people who are starting their small businesses, want to reach the levels of success that you are? Because it's always about financial empowerment and resources. What do you want to tell them if they're feeling down and dark about the new year?
Well, I say the most important thing is don't give up. That's the most important thing. You know, so many times things get really hard and we often want to give up. Don't give up. And I think anyone who's ever made it to any sort of success will tell you the same thing. They've gone through those periods, those dark periods where they think this is just not going to happen, but they didn't give up. And you just got to keep pushing through.
I always feel like we're talking to that one person. I always say if we reach one person through our social media and TV, we've done our job. So if that one person's watching and is about to give up, were you ever there? Can you tell me about that? Because I mean, I find that hard to believe, because you're with, I mean, the level of success that you've had with Waiting to Exhale, you were with Madonna, I mean, and you have blockbuster movies coming up that you're going to tell us about. Do you have dark times too?
Well, you have to realize I've been doing this for a long time, and the business has changed quite a bit. And so through those changes, I've seen so many of my peers give up. Because, and there's reasons to. I mean, they're not actually looking at the real talent. They're choosing people for different reasons. Social media has come about and played a big part in, you know, who gets roles and who doesn't. And so if you're an actor who's trained to be an actor and has done this for a long time, and you start to see the business changing, you're like, you say, oh, the hell with this, I want to do something else.
Yeah.
It's not what I thought it was going to be. But I've always believed that, you know, if the game changes, you just got to change the game.
Ooh, yes.
You know, and
you're talking to me. I love that, because
so
you have to keep changing, keep moving.
Yeah, you just have to.
And talk about change. You're a musician now. Tell me about that. You have a show coming up. And
No, my band, we've been around for years. And so Leon and the Peoples, we play a blend of reggae and soul music. Yeah, so we'll be at City Winery this Friday, January 17th. We've done a City Winery tour. We'll be in Chicago on the 2nd, and you know, we just love playing music. Kind of keeps me sane, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, being a singer and songwriter in between my movies and TV shows, it's kind of kept me creative. My creative juice is going all the time. And it's not something I have to rely on a studio or big production company to make happen for me.
Oh, I like that idea. I think I'm going to start a podcast. Just you inspired me.
There you go.
But you love Erica Ford just as much as I do. So tell me about that. I mean, there's a real connection here once we go to
Well,
Erica.
you know, I've always supported Erica. Erica is doing fantastic things. The things that she's doing with her book, alone this book, you know, and relaying the stories that she has for life for people is tremendous. I think that when we're on this earth, we can live and we can also give back. And to me, that makes your life full.
Yes.
Because I can tell you right now that, I hope, the one thing I've always hoped is to try to do memorable work that lasts past my time.
That's right.
And she's doing work right now that's going to last past her time. And I appreciate that.
Leon, we have to do a podcast together. I'm going to ask you right now. He's got to be on my first podcast. But Erica, you have a doll. You have a book. I am obsessed with your Instagram. I watch your Instagram lives. I love going live, but you're so much better than I am. Because what you do is you have all this practical knowledge that I can apply to my life. Because we're thinking the community, right? I'm always thinking, how do I help my community? But that feels so daunting and so big. But you say start with yourself.
That's right.
Start with that first step. What do you mean by that?
Because you can't help nobody if you're not at a space where you are all right. If you're not all right, you're going to be constantly thinking about the not all rightness of your own life, right? And so
tweet that. That is such a good. That's true.
And so, like you just asked him about when you're on that ledge. I've spent 37 years working with young people, talking them off the ledge, right? And so this book is an accumulation of the tools that I gave them. The stuff that I think that we have to be intentional in 2025. When he talks about the change in the industry in terms of entertainment, it's a change in every industry, right? And so in order for you
TV too, we got to change with what's happening.
Exactly. There's machines, right? I remember the day when they had the people holding the rope and every piece, right?
Here's your book.
And so
that's what it's called. Tell us what it's called.
It's the Peace Doctor Playbook, right? And so you got to get the plays, you got to get on the field, and you got to win your personal championship. And so I'm here to walk through with people. I do the lives every week to walk people through each play, so that at the end of the day, when we have our own personal Super Bowl, we all take it home. We all taking home the ring. We all taking home that trophy.
What I love about the book is it's a workbook.
Yes.
So I can write in it. It's my book.
Yes.
So when you buy it, it's your book.
Yes.
And I'm just going to tell the story because we can do this on social media. I tried to get you for this car wash story because there were some formerly incarcerated men that were getting jobs, and she was helping them. And we walked across the street to your office, and she was at the White House. She was with our president. And so you are so, Oprah, Deepak Chopra, you are so big, but yet you still always remember that the community needs you.
We're
and
humble
you took
servants.
time for me.
We are all humble servants. We are all servants, and we need to be humble, because look at right now what's going on in LA. People have lost everything, everything. So at one point you were here, and now you're here, right? Because you've lost everything. And so you still have that breath to allow you to transform the pains and the trauma of yesterday to be the gifts of today, right? And so we have to understand who we are and our divine purpose in this world. And that's why I wrote the playbook. We have the dolls because we have orange.
Look at these dolls. They're so adorable. But they're not available yet? Are they available yet or no? They're precious.
No, they're not available. But people who become part, you got to get your book, scan your QR code, and become part of the Peace Doctor movement. And all of this. Today is the first day of Peace Week.
That's right.
Right, it's the 15th anniversary. And so 15 years ago, we came up with a concept, me and a brother, A.T. Mitchell, and he's the czar of gun violence right now in New York City. And we said that 2 women had got shot. And if you talk about transition, right? When you think that you could pull a gun and shoot a woman, like there used to be a line, right? And when there's no line, you have to do unconventional stuff to make peace real, to change, to be like human defibrillators and pump love back into the souls and hearts of our people. And that's what Peace Week is about. We want you to take personal responsibility to make peace a lifestyle. We want you to commit to your transformation. We want you to do something different. When that car cuts you off, don't right? Because you don't know where that person is going. You don't know what's happening in their life. Like, take a breath and just think before you spit out whatever you're getting ready to spit out.
Oh, the mayor's office was texting. They're probably like, this is great. This is a great show. We want to be on with Erica. It is about love. It's about love. And talk about love and money. I mean, there were families that couldn't eat before the holidays, and you were the first one to break the story. You called me, you said there's some families that can't afford food because someone's stealing their SNAP benefits. tell them $47 million. It was you that broke that story, and of course we came along for the ride. Why? Why put these families? You put them front and center when no one else was talking about it. Then everyone else, of course, jumped on. But you were the first one, and I want you to get that. I want our audience to know that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a troubling time just about 2 years ago when the story first broke, and we thank you, Monica, for making it happen, where it wasn't just families, but these were my families. These were my neighbors who had went to the grocery store and saw that they had no more SNAP benefits on their cards. And when you're thinking about turkey time and family getting together, in the Thanksgiving time and at Christmas time and all of these different times where family comes together, them not having those basic necessities to be able to feed their families is a travesty, is a frustration. And we're here with our Peace Doctor. We know that there's a direct correlation between violence and food insecurity.
That's right.
And there's many studies that's out there that talks about that. So I'm grateful that we were able to push our state and feds to do something about this issue, to make sure that we are reimbursed.
Humble. You're being humble.
Yeah, we
Not
pushing.
only you made it happen, you made $47 million directly go back to our audience, and you're continuing to fight. And you're breaking news on our show.
Yes.
You have a new task force, and
Yes.
you're the head of that task force.
Yes, so I was recently appointed by Speaker Hastie as the chair of the Food, Farm, and Nutrition Policy Task Force for the entire state, for the Assembly. And we're going to be focusing laser on these issues because in the richest state, in the richest country, the history of the world, no one should go hungry.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's the reality we're faced with. And SNAP has been something that stands in the gap of those who eat and those who don't.
If
And
you
so
look at
we're
the
excited
if
about
you look
that.
at the history of the world, the hungriest nations have the highest crime rate.
That's right.
Because when you have to feed yourself, and more importantly, when you have to feed your children, you will do anything
Right.
to feed them.
Right.
It's true.
That's right. And Assembly Member, you are one to watch because we don't have politicians on our show, but I pick and
I'm a
choose the
people tissue.
ones. You, because of the extraordinary
I like that.
reimbursements and what you made happen, we honor you here today for making that happen. We're going to continue to follow that story because I still get emails to this day. So they're asking, when is this going to be fixed? When is this? Are you going to spearhead that effort to fix it?
Yeah, the goal is to get the feds in this latest version of the Farm Bill to add permanently reimbursement as a part of the federal budget so that people can permanently be reimbursed if this thing continues. That's the first step. But secondly, it's 2025. Every card should have a chip on it because that helps with encryption and it makes it that much harder for folks
Seems
to
like
break
a simple
in.
fix that
Seems
could
like a simple
change
fix.
lives,
It's
right?
a simple fix
Mhm.
if you want it.
Right.
And if they don't want it, they don't fix it.
Because food insecurities is not, food apartheid is not something that just happens. It's intentionality.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
intentionality. And so, the social determinants that he talked about, which is food insecurity is one, leads to violence. And so, yes, we need to have people have access to quality food, have access to quality education, have access to wealth building, right? Because there shouldn't be an imbalance. Everybody should have the same ability to achieve the success and wealth status, income level that they need to take care of their family.
It's so true, and this is one of my favorite panels. I know I say that every time, but this is an incredible panel. So we're going to have much more with you. You're going to come back on my show, of course.
Yes,
Be honored to.
This is a relationship, and
Yes.
thank you all for watching too. So much great information. And our next Monica Makes It Happen TV show, that's Monday, January 27th. We'll have much more with this incredible panel at 4:30 p.m. And it's all about a new year, and a new you. And thanks to Goya, we'll be telling the stories of champions on the front lines fighting human trafficking, a very important story. And we're giving $150,000 to community champions that are making it happen. It's going to be an epic show. And if you need me, you know what to do. Just reach out to me at Monica Morales TV on all of my social media platforms. We might be starting a podcast because of Leon. You can also watch me every night at 5:45 and 6:45. You know the time slots. Let's keep making it happen together. See you next time.